I'm Dr. Rudi Newman, a historian and author working with Hertfordshire's library service, and in this series we'll be revealing some of the important, obscure and sometimes unusual stories to be found in Hertfordshire's history. Tring has been home to several notable figures, arguably best known being Lord Lionel Rothschild, who founded the town's Natural History Museum in 1889, assembling one of the largest taxidermy collections in the world. A keen zoologist, he is equally remembered for riding around town in a carriage drawn by zebras. Another, much lesser known, but with more international impact, was John Washington. Born in Tring around 1631, he became a merchant, but in 1657 was shipwrecked on the Potomac River in America. Rather than returning to England, he stayed in Virginia, where he became a tobacco planter and politician. Marrying, his great-grandson would be George Washington, first President of the United States of America. There is one other figure, however, who connected Tring with a very unlikely profession: piracy. Sir Francis Verney was born in 1584 at Pendley Manor, and through his father's other marriages was indirectly related to 7 royal families. Forced into marriage with his stepsister in order to strengthen the family fortune, his stepmother had half his inheritance transferred to her son. Verney defied these vows, separating from his wife and taking his stepmother to court to regain his full inheritance, in part due to having substantial debts. The court, however, upheld the decision, so an angry Verney sold his estate and went abroad, declaring that he would, quote, forsake the friends who had injured him and the country which has refused him redress. Travelling for several years as an adventurer, it is thought he moved to Morocco in the early 1600s, becoming part of a primarily English mercenary army, commanded by relatives, Captain John and Philip Giffard, fighting on behalf of Moulay Sedan, a claimant to the Moroccan throne during their civil war. After the Giffards were killed in 1607, Verney joined their other brother Richard, commander of the ship Fortune, and the head of a small fleet of pirate ships operating around North Africa, then known as the Barbary Coast. Much is unknown about this period in his life, but what is known is that he rapidly gained a reputation as one of the region's most feared pirates, described as, quote, making havoc of his own countrymen and carrying into Algiers prizes belonging to the merchants of Poole and Plymouth. Verney even stole a cargo of wine intended for James I. The piracy problem for merchantmen eventually grew so bad that James I had to provide a warship to escort vessels. By around 1610, Verney had joined a combined pirate fleet under the command of Jack Ward, becoming his second in command. Ward is purported to have been the basis for Disney's fictional pirate Jack Sparrow. As with many European pirates, Verney and Ward took to wearing local clothing, a rumour in turn reaching England that they had converted to Islam. Honour amongst pirates was largely only in modern fiction, however, and Verney was captured by a Sicilian corsair, being forced to work as a galley slave, helping row the vessel. After 2 years of this, he was ransomed, and in 1614 was aided by Sir Robert Chamberlain on the condition that he converted to Catholicism. Although free, Verney was broken and penniless, forced to enlist as an ordinary soldier until he died in 1615. There is one final twist to his story, though. In 1967, animator Mark Davis was helping develop a new attraction at Disneyland, which would become the basis for the cult films of the same name, Pirates of the Caribbean. He included portraits of several genuine pirates, and one of those selected was Verney. So from Jack Ward to Jack Sparrow, the legend continues of Sir Francis Verney, Tring's very own pirate. If you would like to know more, there is plenty available, and Hertfordshire libraries are a great place to start, with many online resources alongside material in your local library. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and thanks for listening.